is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, TKL, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. TKL and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs, instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 rounds and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is Tuesday, the best day of the week, November the 16th, 4 minutes past the top of the hour. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center studio. Our telephone number is 865-255-03. That is to the Iris Networks hotline. You can use the free Swain Event app. If you already have the app, the development team is working on all you new Apple phone users out there, working on getting the app where it belongs and should have been the whole entire time. But hey, things happen, and so we are addressing that. But you can download that free app on Android right now. It's available. Apple, we are working on getting that back up. Apple do things on their own. If you have the app, you can correspond with the show. Use the text box. Give us a call at any moment. It is open for you. Ben McKee, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Jason Swain. How are you?
Man, I'm good, man. I am good. We're getting some We getting some good football this week across the country, man. Some good football inside of the SEC, outside of the SEC. Another good weekend of NFL football. Just enjoying it, my friend. Basketball is being played. This is one of the best times of the year. You get the mix over, the crossover from basketball to football. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Them Bulls looking good, man.
You gonna jump back on the bandwagon?
Nah, I'm just gonna cheer from afar. I'm good, man. I don't need no NBA team. I'm all right.
If you're cheering from afar, that is jumping back on the bandwagon.
No, I ain't.
If you weren't back on the bandwagon, you wouldn't even be cheering from afar. Or mention them on the show, and this is like the third time you've mentioned them on the show since the start of the season. So sounds to me like you are back on the bandwagon.
No. I don't keep up with them as much. I just saw them on SportsCenter this morning, putting in work on the Lakers, looking good. It's about time, but I'm just messing around. No. But I am on the Cedric Tillman bandwagon, though. That's for sure. Because that boy has been balling in the big games. And you know who he reminds me of?
Juwan Jennings.
Juwan the Dog Jennings. Juwan the Dog Jennings. And it's amazing to kind of we haven't even talked about that at all. But it's amazing how when you have a good player or a group of players who are older and they do things a certain way, how he can rub off on some of the younger players. And then you get this cycle that's going. And that's what happened for years and years and years in Tennessee with the wide receivers. And that's why wide receiver U was formed, not just because of the success of the NFL, but the style of play here at Tennessee. But that torch was passed on from class to class. And it looks like that torch was passed from Juwan Jennings to Cedric Tillman of just how to play the game. Personality-wise, they're different. But how they play the game in between the white lines, a lot of similarities. And Ben, you are remembered by what you do in big games. Like Tyler Bray and company, they put up some big yards. They really did. But I'm sorry, I don't really remember the Cincinnati's, the Akrons. I don't even know who play Akron, but those teams like that.
Their signature wins, off the top of my head, unless I'm forgetting somebody, was NC State and the Cincinnati.
Yeah.
The Bearcats and the Wolfpack. Those were their best wins.
Yeah. And performances, like I don't remember performances against the lackluster teams. I do remember the performances against good teams. Mm-hmm. That's how you are remembered here at Tennessee.
South Carolina, Georgia, they had some nice offensive performances. The defense let them down, but
Cedric Tillman against 4 ranked opponents, 2 opponents in the top 5, Alabama and Georgia. One of those opponents was the number 1 team in the country, is the number 1 team in the country, with the number 1 defense in the country. In these 4 games, Cedric Tillman, 30 receptions, 515 yards, 4 touchdowns. On the year, he has 725 yards. So 71% of his yards have been against the best teams on this schedule. The 4 ranked opponents.
Is that good?
That's what you want to do, man. That's what you want to do. And if you are a young player and you know you're faster, you know you're quicker, physically, you need to be following Cedric Tillman around like a little lost puppy to try to gather as much knowledge as you can from him, to gather as much information as you can from him. Why you do this when you do that? Asking questions. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to copy the right cat. Everyone's a copycat, but you're supposed to copy the right cat. Cedric Tillman is the right cat to copy if you are a young receiver. Whether you go or stay, it don't matter. You better learn while you can from Cedric Tillman, because this dude is not supposed to be doing what he's doing. 2-star players without any offers in the SEC until the last minute is not supposed to be doing this to the SEC. That's not supposed to. But Cedric Tillman is doing what he knew he could do. It doesn't matter what the recruiting rankings say. It doesn't matter what the recruiting experts say. It's about what you say about yourself and the work that you put in. And now all you need is a quarterback that believes in you. The thing about playing wide receiver, Ben, you got to have other things in place for you to shine. You better have an offense that believes in throwing the football. You better have an offensive line that protects the quarterback. And you better have a quarterback that can deliver you the football and trust you to throw the football to you. So Tillman has everything going.
He is now one of the best receivers in the SEC. He passes the eye test in that regard. His numbers are now backing it up. And what I mean by that is that entering the Georgia game, he was in the top 15 for all the major statistics in the SEC. But after Saturday's performance, he's moved up to 9th in catches, tied for 9th with 46. In terms of yards, he has moved up to 5th in the SEC with 725 yards on the season. His 6 touchdowns are tied for 7th on the season. His receptions per game are 10th with 4.6. His yards per game are 6th in the SEC, 72.5 yards per game. And his 15.76 yards per catch is 7th best in the SEC. So there are several good SEC receivers this year. Mekhi Polk at Mississippi State, Wan'Dale Robinson at Kentucky, John Mechie, Jamison Williams at Alabama, Traylon Burks at Arkansas. You've got a couple of other Mississippi State receivers up there because of the air raid. Jaquavius Marks, Dylan Johnson. And you have the Ole Miss receivers as well, Dontario Drummond. And then the other one that's name is slipping my mind that they got hurt a couple of weeks ago. LSU's Keyshawn Boutte got hurt early in the year. But Cedric Tillman is up there with anybody in terms of production right now. And it's really cool to see. He's an awesome story. And I can tell that he's getting annoyed by his story. He's getting tired of people asking him about it because, like you said, he's not supposed to be doing what he is doing because of what he was coming out of high school. He was on the verge of going and walking on at USC out of Bishop Gorman there in Las Vegas. Instead, he signs with Tennessee and
without a visit.
Yes, without a visit. And that story is all fun for us, but I know that it's getting on Tillman's last nerve being asked about it repeatedly, which is a good sign. Like you want him to feel that way, and you want him to always feel like this is what he should have been doing all along. And I'm excited to see him continue to grow. I'm sure he'll reach out and receive feedback from the NFL over the next couple of months after the season is over, but he can come back and make a whole lot of money next year.
Hawaii was his offer along with UNLV.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. According to Rivals. I think for him, he needs to explore. He needs to ask questions. He needs to get feedback. He needs to keep his eyes on what Hendon Hooker's doing, because Hendon Hooker trusted him, and their relationship is a big reason why he's doing what he's doing. Do I think he should go this year? I don't. But I'm not him. He's put himself in a position to make that decision, to go through this process, to ask those questions, to get feedback. He's played himself into an opportunity to play at the next level. Just like Juwan, I think straight on speed is something that he's going to have to answer with his 40. He's a 4.7 guy. He's going to have to get faster. 6'2", 200 pounds, that's not big enough to be running a 4.7. So he's going to have to answer those questions about his speed. And he can always get faster coming back and working on those things. And this summer, going to a speed clinic or working with the track team, there's things that he can do to work on that with his running form, and I think he can use that extra year. But I don't know his situation, and your quarterback that you developed this bond with that's helped you get to this point, if he goes, then I will understand. I totally get it. So you got Cedric Tillman that is playing right now at a level that can get the attention of NFL scouts. You look at Tyon Evans. You look at him play, and he hasn't been healthy in forever. But, he's a father. We know his situation. He's battled injuries. I think for both of those guys, they should stay. And because of NIL, they should be comfortable next year. I think for Hendon Hooker, he should be very, very comfortable next year because the NIL allows guys to be able to make money off their name, image, and likeness with the excitement within the program and the positive outlook that this program and the people around this program have. There's no reason why these guys should not be able to live pretty comfortable as seniors or college football players while preparing and training and mentally getting ready for the next level, but taking advantage of another year in college. Some guys, they don't have a choice. They have to leave. And then they put themselves in a terrible situation, not getting drafted, not being ready, and the NIL allows these guys to, all right, folks need some money back home. All right, well, you can do that. And then you can develop what you need to do to be ready for the NFL when the NFL calls. So this is a good problem to have if you're Tennessee. And this is the way it used to be. This is the way it used to be. It's the way it's supposed to be. With guys making decisions. We want guys making decisions on where they want to go or stay.
Yes.
That's the way it's supposed to be around here.
Yep, and it'll shape next season. That is for sure, especially if Hendon decides to return, decides to leave. That is going to, in my opinion, and this is for a more in-depth off-season conversation, but Hooker returning versus not returning is, it really swings the pendulum in terms of expectations for next year. In my opinion, just off the top of my head, thinking about next season, because you return a good chunk of the offensive line, theoretically everybody but Cade. I think Tyon returning is 50-50 at this point. I can see him staying. I can see him not being here next year. I don't know with Tyon, quite frankly. I lean towards Tillman and Hooker being back, but I don't lean one way or the other with Tyon. I'm interested to see that one play out. But even if Tyon doesn't return, you should still have a good stable of backs with Jabari Small, and then maybe you go get somebody in the portal. Jalen Wright, he's looked good when he's gotten in there the last 2 games. Needs to improve in pass pro, but in terms of him running the football, I've liked what I've seen the last 2 weeks, and I would expect for him to make a jump from his freshman to sophomore year. Obviously, the portal is available, and it seems like there's always running backs available in the portal to go out and go get. So even if Tyon leaves, I think that you can find somebody to replace him to pair with Jabari Small once again, and you'll still have Hendon Hooker to run the ball, assuming that he returns. So you look at that potential running game next season with Tillman out on the perimeter and Hooker returning. I think it is a big step for next season's expectations. But if he doesn't return, then you're looking at a brand new quarterback paired with potentially a new running back combo. And even with Tillman returning, I mean, Javonte Payton, Vols, they're going to be gone. As of today, I don't feel good about the young guys behind the veterans being relied upon for next season. You're going to have to address that in the portal as well, in my opinion. So I think Hooker returning really swings the expectations for next season.
John K. in the text box says, if Tyon leaves, could we go get Zach Evans from TCU? I mean, it don't matter if somebody leaves or not. That should be what Tennessee should be doing if they feel like that Zach Evans is good. But I'll be surprised if that happens. ATL VFL says if Hooker leaves, we would get a great transfer based on this year. You would hope, but I don't know if that's a guarantee there, ATL VFL. Count says Tyon is gone. Chip Payne says is Tyon shutting it down for the NFL draft. He should be shutting it down because he ain't healthy.
Well, my thing is, don't shut it down and then be dancing all over the place on the sideline, looking like you're fine and not being a boot. There's been a lot of guys with ankle injuries this year and not in a boot, and it baffles me.
Yeah.
I know I'm not a doctor.
Honest.
It seems like if you're battling a severe ankle injury, you wouldn't need to be in Jordans on the sideline dancing around.
Yeah, that's not a player issue. That is a training room question that I have. Because remember when Cooper Mays had his ankle problems, and every time I saw Cooper, he did not have a boot on. And I remember when we had guys hurt, especially ankles, like you were in a boot to prevent any further damage. And you can damage your ankle while you're hurt just walking from class. And so you just taking off that wear and tear and that pressure. So I don't really understand from a program standpoint why we don't have guys in boots if they have an ankle injury. So that started weeks and weeks ago. But I can't blame Tyon for being excited and the crowd getting into it and music making you dance. I mean, if you ain't told to wear a boot, then hey, you don't wear one. But Tyon needs to be healthy, and whether he is air quotes shutting it down for the NFL or just resting, he needs to rest. Because the last time I saw him play just was 2 weeks ago. He couldn't finish because he was limping, so he needs to rest. Period. Andy Mizuno says no one in the SEC wants to see Hooker, Tillman, and Evans next year. No, that would be a problem. That would be a three-headed monster right there. Better prospect between Vols or Tillman. Today, right now, NFL prospect? That's a good question. I see pros and cons, actually, both of them. And it depends on what system he goes into, to be honest. Being you rub it off on me because I'm doing percentages, doing homework. Yeah, because today's the first day I decided to do homework.
Today's the first day you've ever decided to give percentages.
Yeah, today's the first day I ever did homework. Vol fan got some atta girls. We'll have that coming up here soon. Pruitt should give some credit for Tillman.
No.
What did Pruitt do besides say, man, we can't get any other recruit to sign here?
We tried all these 4- and 5-star guys that are going to USC. So here's a scholarship because we don't have anybody else.
Yeah, here's a scholarship because he sure didn't develop him. He didn't. I mean, what does Pruitt get credit for? What does Pruitt get credit for? Tillman has been his best version of himself, and Pruitt's not here anymore.
And I know for a fact, in talking to a receiver on Tennessee's recruiting board, that Tillman was talking to this receiver prospect about the new staff, and what Tillman loves most about the new staff, according to this recruit, is that they give the receivers opportunities, because he felt like under the last staff he did not get a fair shake or get any opportunities.
865-255-03. Be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
Hi there, Swain Event family. Are you in the market to purchase a home and a bit freaked out with the market right now? As someone who's been in your spot before, I'm familiar with what's going through your brain. And as a realtor, I've mastered the ins and outs of the buying process. When you work with me, you'll benefit from my experience, and together we'll work toward making sound, smart decisions for your future. And of course, talk a little Vols sports along the way. Just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Hope to hear from you soon.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to hamptoninn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill, or call 865-693-5400. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
All right, it's time for Around the SEC. 865-255-03 is the telephone number. Irish Networks hotline. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. All right, Ben. Give us that good for Around the SEC.
Want to mention some basketball scores from the last couple of days.
Uh-oh.
We talked about football scores yesterday from over the weekend. Wanted to touch on some SEC basketball scores as well. There were several games over the weekend. A lot of games Friday night, 3 on Saturday, 5 on Sunday, and had a couple last night. I'll just hit the highlights from over the weekend. On Friday night, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Bama, Auburn, LSU, and A&M all took care of business. But A&M, it took A&M 2 overtimes to beat Abilene Christian, 81-80 in double overtime. Auburn, Bama, and Kentucky, they had some close games on Friday night, but were able to pull away in all of them. Princeton did beat Frank Martin in South Carolina on Friday night, so Frank Martin already off to doing Frank Martin things. On Saturday, Georgia lost to Cincinnati, and that's a Cincinnati team that lost everybody after the coach got fired because he was harassing folks.
Wait, the coach got fired? I thought he got suspended.
I thought he got fired.
No, he got suspended. He got suspended because he didn't handle.
Right.
Or was that Louisville?
No, that's Cincinnati. You're thinking of the right one. I just thought he got fired.
I think there was drama at Louisville and Cincinnati.
In the Louisville drama with the football coach, though, the guy who came from App State.
I get Louisville and Cincinnati sometimes mixed up. But there was the head coach was suspended for a game because he was being extorted by the assistant coach who used to work for ESPN, Dino, and the way he was being extorted, the head coach did not report it the right way. So he got suspended for like the first game or 2 or 3, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know about Louisville, but Wes Miller is the coach at Cincinnati.
So it was Louisville then. So
and
Cincinnati,
he's in his first season.
So Cincinnati and Louisville had some drama with their basketball program.
I know Cincinnati did.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, that
and
makes sense.
Louisville had some drama with its football program as well. So that's why I'm kind of bloody. We need our guy, our buddy in Louisville who calls in from time to David in Louisville to let us know on the text box so we can clear that up. But Cincinnati, not a good basketball team that Georgia lost to, because Cincinnati lost so many players from the scandal last season. On Sunday, how about the Florida Gators upsetting Florida State 71-55? That is not very Mike White-like. That's a tongue twister. Mike White-like for him to go out and beat a top 25 team. But they did. They did so. South Carolina bounced back with a win over Western Kentucky 75-64 on Sunday. And then last night, LSU, despite struggling with Liberty in the first half, did pull away for a 74-58 win. But the headline of SEC basketball last night was that Missouri lost to UMKC, which is the University of Missouri, Kansas City. They lost to the equivalent of UT Martin, UTC, somebody of that nature. So not a great start for Konzo. And they didn't just lose either. They lost by double digits. They lost by 14.
Yeah, 80-66. Oof.
Yeah, so not great. The last thing I've got for you in terms of SEC basketball, and this is an early attaboy. The men's basketball players of the week were announced yesterday. The SEC player of the week was Florida's Colin Castleton, but the freshman of the week was Tennessee freshman guard Kennedy Chandler, who averaged 18 points, 5 assists, and 3 rebounds in the wins over UT Martin and ETSU. He shot 68.4% from the field in those two games.
Stupid.
And 85.7% from 3.
Stupid.
And obviously that is a very small sample size.
Still.
6 of 7, but still.
6
of 7 to start your college career from 3 is pretty incredible. So big shouts out to Kennedy Chandler.
If you add in the exhibition, it's like 10 for 11.
Yes, he is in fuego right now, and hopefully that will carry over to this weekend because Tennessee plays number 5 Villanova on Saturday, and then they're also paired in this little tournament with North Carolina and Purdue. That is the second game on Saturday. So depending on how Tennessee fares against Villanova and how the second game between Purdue and North Carolina goes, they'll then play Purdue or North Carolina on Sunday. And Villanova is number 5 in the country. Purdue is number 6. And North Carolina is 18. So Carolina 2-0. Apparently they struggled with a college named Brown to start the season. And they are now 2-0, but still they struggled with an opponent, Tennessee 2-0. They climbed up one spot to 17 in the AP poll. Villanova lost to UCLA on Friday night, fell to number 5, and Purdue 2-0 is number 6. So big test this weekend for Tennessee basketball, and hopefully Kennedy Chandler can continue to let it rain from 3.
Yeah, those preseason rankings, man, don't mean anything right now in basketball. So this is a good test for everybody. And even if you take a loss, it's okay to take it early so you can fix whatever problems that you have and go into conference play, hopefully playing your best basketball in February when it matters the most. Chris Mack at Louisville is a coach there that was suspended for the first 6 games by Louisville because of that extortion case with Dino Gaudio, who was at one point an ESPN analyst.
Yes.
And so that was with Louisville basketball program. So just, that was
Scott
crazy.
Satterfield has had some issues there as the head coach at Louisville as well. Something's always happening with Louisville athletics. And like I know Tennessee can't talk too much, but they can talk in this regard. We haven't had the type of situations that they've dealt with.
Yeah, you got Rick Pitino, you got the founder of Papa John's at one point, and then you had Rick Pitino. Just it's a lot. It is a lot.
It is a lot.
865-255-03.
Real quick, want to mention the SEC football players of the week. Will Rogers, quarterback at Mississippi State, was the offensive player of the week. We talked about him yesterday a little bit. 44 of 55, 415 yards and a school record, 6 touchdowns with no interceptions. He was terrific in the win over Auburn. Channing Tindall, linebacker from Georgia, was the defensive player of the week. Cam Little, kicker at Arkansas, was the special teams player of the week. Isaiah McGuire from Missouri, the defensive lineman of the week. Caleb Warren and Darian Kennard from Ole Miss and Kentucky were the offensive lineman of the week. And Caden Costa, the place kicker from Ole Miss, was the freshman of the week.
Let's see. Ken says Ben's right. Can tell Tillman is annoyed. Respectful, but still annoyed after the game. Kessler interviewed him and constantly talked about how he's improved, how he only had 8 catches last 3 years, etc. Tillman just said he knew he could do well all along, but that he just needed opportunity that he hadn't been given previously. So,
and we the media,
that's part of it, man.
Yeah, it is. But like I had this recognition yesterday of we the media need to be better because it's the same Cedric Tillman questions every single week.
Yeah, it's time to move on.
It is time to move on. We're asking the same questions about Cedric Tillman on November 15th that we were asking at the beginning of October when he started to play well. When did you start to see this come from Cedric? What has changed? So on and so forth. The same questions recycled over and over to his teammates, to Josh Heupel, to the assistant coaches, to Tillman himself. It's time to move on. I realize it's an awesome story, but it's been talked about plenty in terms of him emerging. Now let's find a different angle.
But it's like it's okay that it was talked about because you got different media platforms, and this is part of being an athlete at Tennessee. Just because a different guy asked you or different media outlet wanted to highlight your progress, you have to understand that there's like 70 different media outlets here, and that's one of the advantages of playing in a place like Tennessee. So yeah, you might get annoyed, but you got to take it in stride. On one hand, the other hand is media. We have to understand the shelf life. All right, like he's here, and he's one of the best players at the wide receiver position in the SEC. So let's treat him like that moving forward. But then, don't be surprised if Tennessee plays in a bowl game and you're looking for storylines. Don't be surprised if Cedric Tillman's rise won't come back to be a storyline. Why? Because that's going to be new to that group of analysts. So he's going to hear it. He needs to go ahead and embrace it. Because I'll guarantee you once he gets to the NFL combine and he's talking to GMs and talking to scouts, he's going to be asked about it again. He needs to embrace it. It's what makes his story great. It really does. When Baker Mayfield was doing his thing at Oklahoma, how many times do you think he was asked about being a walk-on at Texas Tech?
I'm sure he's still asked about it.
Yeah, so you just have to continue to embrace it. Media has to also understand when and where. Like the local media, we know about his story already. We've asked him questions about it. I've asked him about it on the locker room. Next time I have Cedric Tillman on something, I'm not going to beat that dead horse. But the national media, you better believe that when Tillman is highlighted, they're going to bring it up again. Just like Hendon Hooker. Remember Hendon Hooker when we had Tennessee Prime, the local media, talking about his children's book, talking about how he didn't start the season. And then last week, guess who comes into town? Marty Smith, ESPN. So guess what they asked him? Probably the same stuff that we asked him 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how it works. Oh, yeah, Byron Young, too. That's a good one. Always Vol. Byron Young. They mentioned his story, during the broadcast. We had him on Prime a couple weeks ago. So you have to embrace it, as a player as well. Also, I understand how you can get, you can be annoyed with the same questions over and over and over. But you gotta handle it in stride, man. Be thankful that you're making plays and balling, and you have the platform to talk to so many people. That's the way I would look at it. Ken said Pruitt is the last guy to get any credit for Tillman.
Look, all I took from Ken this morning.
I'm with you, kid.
All I took from Ken this morning were the first 2 words of his message at 7:36 a.m.
7:36.
First 2 words.
Ben's right.
That's all I took from it.
Oh, Ken rarely says that. 865-255-03. Hour number 1 is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Be right back.
At work? Can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com. Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm, let us help. JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Hey, it's Men's Health Month, so make sure to get all your levels tested with a comprehensive annual health assessment at Low T Center. They exclusively specialize in men's wellness. Low T Center now offers monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for just $155 a month, self-pay, or is covered by most health insurance, and they ship directly to your home. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Always remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Attaboy on the Swain Event is brought to you by Irish Networks, Fiber Internet, and Voice. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. All right, Ben. Bring on that positivity this morning. That's good stuff on the text box, too. But where are you going for your attaboy, attagirl today?
Have two things that I would like to mention. The first, we'll start with Tennessee football, because the 2021 Broyles Award nominees were announced yesterday. And for those who do not know, the award, the Broyles Award, after Frank Broyles, is awarded to the top assistant in college football every single season. And as I mentioned, this year's nominees were announced yesterday, and Tennessee defensive coordinator Tim Banks was one of the nominees. So
let's go, Tim Banks.
That's right. Attaboy to
your
my
boy,
brother, Tim.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, brother? I'm well, brother. How are you doing, brother?
Hey, brother.
My guy, Tim Banks.
Hey, brother.
Up for the Broyles Award, and he certainly deserves it. I know the last two games have been rough on the Tennessee defense, but I still feel like he has squeezed more out of this defense than I ever could have imagined.
We understand, Tim. We saw that go route from the linebacker. We know what you're dealing with, brother. You're doing your thing, man.
It was a running back.
You are doing your thing. You are doing your thing.
Also want to give an attagirl to the Lady Vols for beating number 23 South Florida last night. Overcame a 6-point deficit entering the fourth quarter to beat South Florida 52-49. They are now 3-0 on the season, and in my opinion, it is a very impressive 3-0 start to the season because of all the injuries that they are having to deal with, and not just the injuries, but you had to go on the road on a Friday night to UCF, and you beat them, and then you return home to face a top 25 team, and here's a little Butch Jones for you. 3 games in 6 days, which is certainly something, certainly more than what Butch wanted to talk about with his football team. Three basketball games in 6 days is pretty significant. And here's the difference. I am mentioning it. The Lady Vols are not talking about it. There's a big difference. So when you combine the opponents and the injuries and the amount of games right out of the gate, I think it's a really impressive 3-0 start for the Lady Vols. Now, the offense has not looked good, but they've been able to win via the defense. Jordan Horston helped lead the comeback, scoring 12 of the 14 points for Tennessee in the fourth quarter. She tied a career high with 24 points, had 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and a pair of steals. Tabari Key dominated in the paint. She had 10 rebounds and blocked 6 shots and posted her 5th double-double with 10 points in her first this season. So congrats to the Lady Vols on a nice win.
I like it. I like it. This is a pretty cool story right here. Pittsburgh wide receiver, and we got a up-close personal look at him. But his mom, this is Jordan Addison, gets good news from his mom after he was named to the Biletnikoff semifinalist list. And Keisha Blackman is his mom. And when Pat Narduzzi got word Monday that wide receiver Jordan Addison has been named to the award list, the first call he made was to the woman who made it possible. That's right, Mama. She was screaming on the phone, excited. I said, do you want me to tell him or do you want to call him? When Keisha mentioned her son might be too busy to answer her call, Narduzzi found Addison in a meeting with the wide receivers coach and told the player, hey, call your mother. Did she call you? Narduzzi said. He says, yeah, she texted me. Of course, right, 2021. Narduzzi told him, give her a call. Finally, the news reached Addison. So mom was able to break that news to her son that he had been named as a semifinalist on the Biletnikoff watch list. So pretty awesome moment there for son and mom. 865-255-03.
We have some breaking news this morning.
Dun, 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 dun.
Some college football breaking news. Justin Fuente has been fired at Virginia Tech.
Oh, he's going to be the next analyst at Alabama. So we got – I'm just joking. I don't know that.
He can come be an analyst here in Knoxville.
He could. Yeah, good offensive mind. So we have LSU job. We have USC job. Looks like that Miami job might be coming open too because they fired their AD, which means new AD is probably going to –
Manny Diaz.
Yeah, that means the new AD probably going to want their own coach, but we won't put that on the list right now. But you have TCU, LSU. You also have Washington is on that list, Washington Huskies. So those are 4 jobs that off the top of my head I can think of being open, and Miami's a possibility.
Do you think Virginia Tech
and then Virginia Tech obviously
goes out and tries to get Shane Beamer? Has Shane Beamer, if you are Virginia Tech, has Shane Beamer done enough for you to this point?
No. What has he done?
Nothing.
I mean, I like Shane Beamer, but I mean,
but is it too early to go get Shane Beamer if you're Virginia Tech?
It's too early.
But if he's good enough for South Carolina, then he's good enough for Virginia Tech.
Yeah. I think the favorite to go to Virginia Tech is Jamie Chadwell.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot of Shane Beamer chat on social media.
That's what I'm hearing.
Jamie Chadwell, I can see that, but
Jamie Chadwell has done more than Shane Beamer, and you okay over there? You got asthma? You good?
My only thing that I would say to that is that Shane Beamer has won SEC games and exceeded expectations this year. Jamie Chadwell, well, what conference are they in? I don't even know the conference. Are they in the Coastal?
He has done more as a head coach than
I agree.
Than Shane Beamer.
I would just say that
you getting caught up on that last name.
No, I'm getting caught up on the last name in the sense of I do think there will be pressure at Virginia Tech for Beamer to be one of the candidates, one of the top candidates. But I'm not saying that Virginia Tech should go get Shane Beamer. I'm asking, will they go get Shane Beamer? Because if I'm Virginia Tech, I don't want Shane Beamer because I agree with you. I don't think he's done anything. And I don't think he's been all that impressive this year. He beat a Florida team that's quit on his coach. That's the only thing he's done this year.
If I'm Shane Beamer, I know it would be hard for him to leave a school after 1 year. But if I'm Shane Beamer, it would be easier to win probably at Virginia Tech than South Carolina.
I'm running like Forrest Gump to Virginia Tech if I'm Shane Beamer.
If he has an opportunity, but
deal with Clemson,
you'll always
Florida, or
be
Georgia.
in the shadows of your dad, though.
I don't care. Clemson, Florida, Georgia. You don't have to deal with all 3 of them in the same year. And Tennessee, if Tennessee gets back.
Hey, Arthur Smith cared. Some sons don't want to follow their dad's path. They want to create their own.
But Shane Beamer is corny enough to where it would matter for him.
I mean, you didn't want to be Sergeant McKee, did you?
I was signed up for the military.
You wanted to
create close.
You wanted to create your own path. So, but yeah, I've heard Jamie Chadwell's name being.
He would be a good hire for them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jamie Chadwell is better than Shane Beamer. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying, I do wonder how Jamie Chadwell will translate to a Power 5 conference. I think he'll do fine. But Shane Beamer is also an SEC football coach.
Yeah.
Jamie Chadwell is not.
Ken says, check the tape 2 days in a row that he said Ben is right. Check the tape. Check the tape.
I'm sure I'll say something stupid here momentarily. Give it a minute.
Hour 2 is coming up. Oh, here's some good stuff. Vol fan says T was our last coach, talking about T. Martin as our last wide receiver coach. Probably not best to mention Tillman's comments about the last staff, since that includes T. Nobody on that staff was good last year, and we understand why. I mean, it was a dumpster from the top down, and it doesn't mean that we have bad coaches. Like I understand why assistant coaches did not perform the way they had in the past. I get it. But look at some of Pruitt's, former assistant coaches. They good. They all coaching somewhere else. Except for the tight ends coach, Osavet. I don't know where he is, but T's in the NFL. Rump is with the Bears. I mean, everybody's good. So, hour 2 coming up.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Good morning, Swain Event family. Several of you, like Ben McKee, have reached out to me for real estate assistance this year, and I want to say thank you. I appreciate your trust in me to ask questions and help you navigate the real estate world.
That's right, Jennifer. Buying a home is a scary process, especially for a first-time home buyer. Jennifer recently helped my wife and I buy our first home and made the entire process seamless. Her willingness to go above and beyond is what sets her apart.
As always, feel free to give me a call. Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Touchdown or turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or turnover backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong, better rates and better service. Our number 1 was brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. And Hiller is happy to be giving away some cool things during the holiday season. happyhealer.com. You can get a $500 Visa gift card when you buy select new HVAC systems, or a $500 gift card when you purchase a new whole home generator. Healer also wants to make sure that every child experiences the joy of Christmas, and they are donating $50 to Toys for Tots every time someone purchases a tankless water heater. Also, they are giving away $250 gift cards with each unit. That is Healer Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Happy you will be, or the service is free. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. Touchdown to Turnover is backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. $7:30 game. South Alabama. You okay, Ben?
No.
South Alabama.
Why can't we just play it at noon and get it over with? Why can't we play it at 8 a.m. and get it over with?
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Touchdown turnover. Aaron Willis will play more snaps against South Alabama at linebacker than he has all season long. The freshman linebacker from the D.C. area. Do we see Aaron Willis? What you talking about, Willis? Do we see him at linebacker more snaps this week against South Alabama than we have all season long? Touchdown or turnover?
I say so. I say touchdown. Why not? It's South Alabama. Now, to avoid South Alabama putting up points in the way that Samford did, I'd personally rather have Solon Page in there. Solon Page isn't going to get beat the way that he did against Georgia and some of these other big games against South Alabama. He'll play well against the South Alabamas. He played well against Tennessee Tech earlier this year, played well against Bowling Green. This is his type of football game. So I do think you'll see Aaron Willis more. You should. I think it'll be a mistake on the coaching staff's part if he does not play more than he has all year. I think all of the youngsters should play quite a bit this week. It's time to start looking towards next season. It's South Alabama and Vanderbilt. You still make sure that you don't give the game away, but I think this is a golden opportunity before the 15 bowl practices to see kind of what you got in some guys and some youngsters. So Aaron Willis is one of those guys that should absolutely play this weekend and just see what you've got. And the only way you're going to build trust in a guy is by throwing him out there and learning what he can do, seeing what he can do, what he can't do. So I say touchdown.
Yeah, I'm saying touchdown too. Josh Heupel yesterday doing his media availability, spoke about some of the linebackers that were beat up and hurt, and this week he mentioned Nick Humphrey, who was a walk-on linebacker when he first got here, and then Aaron Willis, the freshman linebacker. He says are a couple guys that will continue to compete and possibly take more reps. So I want to see what Aaron Willis has to do. This is a good week for him. He's had the bye week. He's had all season long to get used to the new system, get used to being a student athlete, a linebacker at this level. Of course, he had the unfortunate start to his career, but that's in the rearview mirror. But it did hinder, I think, his development at the beginning. But I want to see him play. So I am going touchdown on that one. All right, Ben. Nelson says you guys may have already touched on this, but is the reporter Tyon sitting the rest of the season to prepare for the draft? True. Nelson, do I need to buy you a watch? The show starts at 7, Nelson. We already talked about it, Nelson. All right? Just kidding.
We talked about it, but we weren't asked that direct question. I don't know about him sitting out to prepare for the draft, but I would be surprised if he plays again this season.
Yeah, I mean, he's hurt. He needs to rest anyways.
Correct.
So it doesn't matter how you want to word it.
Right.
Like, he needs to rest. His ankle is is not healthy.
Well, I do think there is a significant difference between not being able to play the rest of the year because you're hurt and not being able to play the rest of the year because you are sitting out the final 3 games to rest up for the draft. I do think there's a difference.
There's a difference, but it doesn't matter if he's hurt. Like if you're hurt, it doesn't matter what your reason is for sitting out. Like you can say you're sitting out for get ready for the NFL draft, but you still hurt. Like you need to sit out anyways. Mm-hmm. So last week when we were playing, 2 weeks ago when we were playing against Kentucky, he didn't finish the game. He was limping. You're not going to just go from limping to not being able to finish the game to the next week being healthy. Like he needs time, especially if it's a high ankle sprain, which I don't know if it is or not, but I would think it maybe is because it's been bothering him this long, which still makes me wonder why the hell was I playing? I'm still trying to figure out why was I playing. Golly. Anyways, so like this thing has been bothering him for weeks and weeks and weeks. He needs to sit out anyways. So you can tell people that he's sitting out because of getting ready for the NFL draft to make it sound good. Or, listen, he may be doing that. It don't really matter. He still has to rest. He's not ready to play. Riley Vols says, guess I'll drop Tyon in fantasy. They doing college fantasy now?
Yeah, I'm in the SEC Fantasy Football League.
So you rooting for Bama players?
I was rooting for Jaleel Billingsley to do well. he was my starting tight end.
Oh man,
my quarterback. I forgot who my starting quarterback.
You better not say Stetson Bennett.
No, it wasn't. It was Miles Brennan.
Oh my
until he got hurt.
That's terrible.
Terrible luck, right?
So you lost.
No, you know why? You know who my backup quarterback was?
Hold on, Matt Corral.
No.
Bryce Young. Ooh, Nick. Will Rogers.
No. Hendo Cinco. All the other starting quarterbacks have been drafted, and I took Hendon Hooker, and he's been my quarterback all year. Worked out well for me and him.
Big Orange 123, trying to be like some of these old coaches at Tennessee, saying rest Hooker so he can't pad his stats.
I'm with it.
That's dirty.
Hendon, we're gonna have to put you in quarantine. You were a close contact.
Dirty man.
You were too close to Ben Roethlisberger and Minka Fitzpatrick. You must sit out this weekend.
Dirty.
Because his stat line against South Alabama. And if you think about it, he's probably. Do you think he'll play more? What do you think the quarterback snaps will look like this weekend now that Harrison Bailey's no longer here? I mean, do you think Hendon would play more than he typically would in this type of football game because there's only 2 quarterbacks, or do you think that they'll get Joe in, allow him to get a lot of game reps, and then maybe even get one of the walk-ons in, Gaston Moore?
I don't think we see a third quarterback in this football game.
Should Tennessee put in a third quarterback? What if you have to go to a third quarterback at some point?
Hopefully you don't.
Right.
That means everyone's healthy, but I think you let Hendon do his thing for as long as possible, and then you give the ball to Joe and let him do his thing. But the offense and the defense got to take care of the business first to even get to that point. You can't be fiddle-farting around and playing with your food. You got to go ahead and you got to go eat. You got to take care of business. And you do that, and you give Joe the whole fourth quarter to do his thing. That's what I envision.
The whole fourth quarter? I'd say the whole second half.
Man, we ain't going to beat nobody down like that in the first.
It's South Alabama.
We did beat Mizzou like that.
Yes. And here's my thought process on that comment is that if Tennessee is not beating down South Alabama, it's not going to be because of the offense. It's going to be because the defense is just absolutely having a miserable day. It'll kind of be like the Charleston Southern or the Sanford Florida game over the weekend.
Yeah, maybe.
To where offense is putting up a ton of points, but the defense just can't stop it.
Oh, we got it. Vol Mississippi says Georgia gave Hooker the stomach bug. That's the story. That's the story we can believe.
Yeah. You get the flu.
Because Georgia was out there passing around bubble guts, man. Their players was all sick and stuff, man. I wonder if any of our players got the stomach bug for real.
You know who else?
Besides Hooker.
You know who else I drafted late on my SEC fantasy football team?
I didn't know this was a thing. I'm not trying to copy off of paper, man.
Well, you looked at it.
I can't see that far.
You're old.
What you got?
Cedric Tillman.
Oh, that's a good pickup.
But
I don't know because Tillman is not playing against Alabama, Georgia, so he only has his best games against the best competition. So he might catch 2 passes this weekend.
My team is Hendon Hooker at quarterback, Tank Bigsby at running back, Cedric Tillman at receiver, Jaden Wally from Mississippi State, my other receiver, Jaleel Billingsley, tight end. He's the only Bama player I have. I don't have any Georgia players. I don't have any Florida players. I do have a Kentucky player. My backup tight end is a Kentucky player. Their tight end, Justin Rigg. My stupid kicker towards ACL in practice yesterday. I do have the Kentucky defense as my defense.
Oh, no wonder you was riding Kentucky the way you were all season.
Come on, that Kentucky defense. Come on, Stoops, coach up that defense.
Oh, man. Tillman has not had less than 50 yards since the Florida game.
He's been awesome, man.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun to watch.
I learned how to do that homework from you, Ben.
I'm glad you can finally do some homework. I'm glad I'm not the only one doing homework around here. It'll be really fun to watch him and Hooker play next year if both of them come back, which as of today I would think that they would.
Yeah, I think they both need to come back. But that's just my opinion.
It's just so weird because in this type of offense, it's hard to tell how a guy is going to translate to the next level.
Yeah. I mean, Hendon has some questions to answer, man, about, does his game translate to the NFL level? And what he was asked to do it here at Tennessee, can he do it in the NFL? These are all questions that Justin Fields had to answer during his pre-draft process, and reason why, he dropped a little bit in the draft. And playing the quarterback position, you got to be able to answer some tough questions. Then you look at Trey Lance, his game there at the college level. There's questions about his game translating. He had to answer a whole lot of questions before the 49ers felt comfortable drafting him high. So those are the same questions that Hendo will have to answer. Nelson says that Cooper was puking on the sideline Saturday, but he continued to play. Damn, that's a fast-acting virus right there. Georgia got Cooper sick in the first 10 minutes of the game.
But see, Hendon, he was around Cooper, They even went under center for a play on the double pass. I didn't even realize they went under center until I went back and watched the game. Went under center, so the throw to who's quicker. Fant threw the ball?
Yeah, Princeton Fant threw it.
Well, that and backwards lateral.
Mm-hmm.
So you can throw the football since you're under center and Fant's behind you, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You can throw it downfield after the lateral. I didn't even realize they went under center, but he went under center, and that's where he caught the bug from Cooper when he went under center in that situation. So there's no need to play him. Let's allow Joe to go ball out. Allow Joe to put on some film for these other schools.
The stats ain't really matter about him leaving the stand, right? Just saying. 865-255-03. Hour 2 is coming up. Well, hour 2 is, we've been in hour 2, but the rest of hour 2 is coming up. And hour 2 is now brought to you by Action 247. Local, legal, sports book. 21 and up. Tennessee only. Right now, you can use the Swain Event promo code at the deposit page. And this is for new customers only. 100% match on your first deposit up to $400. So you deposit $400, they will do a 100% match on your first deposit. That is the special right now for the Swain Event listeners. If you like to get your betting on, do that with Action 247. Keep it right here in Tennessee. Tennessee's only legal sports book. 865-255-03. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Man, looking at some of the early games. Well, some of the games for this weekend, early in the week.
This is the worst week of college football every single year. The week before rivalry week, the week before the final week. This is, and more so in the SEC, this is the week that everybody plays their last non-conference game. And it's just like, nobody wants to watch a non-conference game against South Alabama this weekend. Like, those are September games when everybody's feeling football. Can we watch actual football this weekend?
I mean, we get SEC, I understand there may not be a lot of excitement, but you got Michigan State, Ohio State. Both teams are one-loss teams.
That'll be fun.
And this is for a little bit of a advantage in their division in the Big Ten. You got Michigan State, you got Ohio State, and you have Michigan, all with one loss. And Michigan still plays Ohio State. Ohio State plays Michigan State this weekend. But just from a betting standpoint, as we have partnered with Action 247, Tennessee TN Action 247 on Twitter. You can use the promo code Swain Event, and it is good for new customers only right now. Using that code will get you 100% match on your first deposit up to $400. But as we look at some of the spreads early in the week here, dude, Michigan State, Ohio State. Ohio State's favored by 19.5 points right now.
Feels like a lot.
19.5 points Ohio State is favored by. So that's something to watch. I mean, I'm jumping all over that Michigan State to cover on that one. Another one that stands out is
C.J. Stroud is balling right now.
Yeah, but 19.5 points.
That's a lot against a good Michigan State team.
That's a lot, man. Another one I'm looking at is Wake Forest, Clemson. Clemson is favored by 3.5.
Give me Wake.
Yeah, that's a good one to look at.
Wake and NC State played a really nice football game this past weekend.
Here's another one. Oregon and Utah. Utah is favored by 3 at home against Oregon. So Oregon already has one loss.
Trying to make the playoffs still.
Exactly. So now Utah is a physical football team that will slap you all up across your head. And so I think that's what Vegas is looking at is, all right, you have a contrast in styles. And, Oregon has not bowled well against that in the past. But that's something to look at, man. Utah's favored by 3 points at home against Oregon. Auburn, South Carolina, the over-under is at 47.5. You have Auburn playing a backup quarterback in T.J. Finley. South Carolina's on their third quarterback. So that's something to look at just early in the week. So if you are a betting person, look at that. Now, over the weekend, as I was talking back and forth with Action 247 late last week, I shared with them the way I like to do things is I want to experience, if I can, our advertisers' services and products. So that way I can be a product of the product and not just tell y'all to support our sponsors, but actually do it myself so I can get experience. So I created an account with Action 247 and I put in some bets this weekend. Hey, your boy was doing his thing. I'll just say that.
Oh, I know you texted me Sunday night bragging about it.
Hey. So out of 8 bets, I won 6. Out of 8 bets, I won 6. And then last night, I kind of split. I took the under on the 49ers Rams game. I took the Rams to cover.
I did not see that result coming.
No, I did not either. But it was really, really, really easy to maneuver. You can download their app, Action 247, put in all your bets. And so I did that. And had a good weekend. So in the second hour here on the program, man, we'll talk betting. I know we've had a lot of people reach out and want us to do that. So we will do that. Right quick, some of the lines I'm looking at In the NFL, Tampa Bay is favored by 11.5 against the New York Giants. Tampa Bay is coming off 2 losses. Their defense is being exposed, being talked about. They're playing against a New York Giants team that offensively just cannot find any rhythm, cannot stay healthy. And so this is a good get-right game for the Bucs, and they're favored by 11.5. So it's a lot, yeah, but Tampa Bay should be motivated.
And all you need to know is that Jeremy Pruitt is on the other sideline.
Correct. So I see a defensive touchdown and play for Tampa Bay, which is why I'm not afraid of this 11.5-point line. Houston at Tennessee, and Tennessee's favored by 10 points. Houston is butt booty. Tennessee has proven that they can continue to play at a high level even without Derrick Henry. So I like that one. How about Green Bay, 2.5-point favorite versus Minnesota? I like that one a lot.
Minnesota had a big win over the Chargers.
I still like that. I still like that line for Green Bay on the road. And then how about Buffalo, 6.5-point favorite? Indy. I don't know about 6.5 points. I kind of like Indy to cover there. And then how about the Saints on the road at Philadelphia? Philadelphia's favored by 1.5 points. So
do you trust? I like the Saints in that one.
I do too.
I don't. That Eagles team.
I like the Saints.
You want to talk about bad football teams? The Eagles team is bad.
Yeah, I like the Saints to cover that. You know, they play on the road, outside. Gave the Titans all they wanted without Alvin Kamara. Let's see if Alvin Kamara comes back. But I like the Saints to cover and win in that one. And then how about Dallas, Kansas City? Man, Kansas City is favored at home by 2.5 points. I like Kansas City. I like
against Dallas.
It's outside. It is November.
Cowboys have looked a little bit different the last couple of weeks.
Sunday, they looked great. They crushed Atlanta.
They did, as they should.
They lost to Denver.
They got blown out by Denver the week before. I'll be curious to see the Saints-Eagles game. Because I think the Eagles are a bad team, but it would be hard for me to throw money on the Saints just because of how many injuries they have, and can you really trust the Saints?
Yeah, I feel you. Just something to look at.
I thought Marquez Callaway was going to break the hearts of Titans fans, which he kind of did. Saints just didn't get the 2-point conversion.
Oh, man. It was close, but Titans doing some work right now, man. Right now, the best team in the AFC. We'll see how long they can keep it up. Okay, going to the text box. Touchdown turnover. Hugh Freeze gets one of these big-time openings. LSU, he won't get. USC, I don't see that being a fit. TCU is interesting. Washington, I don't see him going to the West Coast. Virginia Tech seems like a really good fit.
That's the one that I circled.
Yeah, I like Virginia Tech as a fit. Miami potentially opening up. I don't like that one. I like that for Lane Kiffin. I like my Lane to Miami. I think that would be a perfect fit for Lane. 865-255-03.
Lane would get in so much trouble at Miami, it wouldn't even be funny. Lane wouldn't last a year because of the trouble he would get into. In Miami, barely survived Boca Raton.
They need a shot in the arm of energy.
They do.
Miami program needs that. They need that bravado. They need that swagger. Lane has it.
If you go out and get Lane and Lane does fall flat on his face, how far back does that set you even more than you already are?
Yeah, but
or is it just what do you have to lose at this
You
point?
can't afford to go out and hire another Al Golden.
Oh, I'm with you there. You don't think the tie is gonna work anymore at Miami? The Al Golden tie.
You need swagger. You need that visor.
I'm with you. I could see that one backfiring.
Oh yeah, me too. But he's been pretty good at Ole Miss. He's been a good boy. He hasn't done anything publicly. 865-255-03. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the MN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
It's Red Plastic Cop with some big news for you movie-making, content-creating video superstars.
Show your bad skills.
And create a video of why it's so important to keep Tennessee litter-free. It's the TSSAA No Trash November Student Video Contest.
Sponsored by Nobody Trashes Tennessee.
Go to nobodytrashestennessee.com/TSSAA for details. High school and middle school students can submit their video and receive scholarships and prizes provided by TSSAA. Word, peace out. Is that still a thing? Am I being too cool for the school kids? Just ask.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Swain Event and SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Yeah, I did a parlay over the weekend too. Let me log into my account. I'll tell you exactly what I did.
Parlays are the key to making that money.
Yeah, I'll share. I'll share what I did.
I think we may need to start putting your picks out there on Fridays going into the weekend. See if the good people trust you.
Hey,
to bet with you.
Jonathan said he already took a 4-game parlay with some of my picks, so we'll see. So I'm already under the pressure already. But that's
you told me that the Saints were going to take care of the Eagles, Swain.
So I did a 3-team parlay. This was I did the over on the Auburn Mississippi State game.
I imagine you hit. I don't know what it was,
Oh,
but I imagine you hit.
Yeah, it was the over was 51.
You loved Mike Leach this weekend.
Yeah, Mike Leach, my man. I love me some Mike Leach, and it's crazy because like when you bet, it changes how you fan.
Yep,
it changes how you fan so much. I also took Wake Forest to beat NC State, so I took them on a 2-point spread. And then also took Oregon to win just a straight-up money line. So because I was just testing things out, I just risked $10 and walked away with 42.68. So that was my 3-team parlay there. I did a 2-team parlay in the NFL, which was the Patriots covering 2.5 points, and then the Detroit Lions covering 6 points.
Now, did you pick the Lions because you think the Steelers are a bad team or because of the Big Ben news?
Big Ben news.
You can tweet at Ryan Shumpert on social media. I told him at 11:30 before the Tennessee basketball game on Sunday afternoon, I said, the Steelers are going to lose. Big Ben is out. There's already a million other injuries. The forecast is awful. Mark it down now. And the Lions, they're obviously awful, but they've been in like 5 or 6 games this year that they should have won. I mean, I think of the Ravens game right off the bat a couple weeks ago that they would have won if Justin Tucker doesn't make a miracle field goal there at the end. They've been in a lot of games they should have won on Sunday against the Steelers. They've been in a lot of games this year that they should have won, just haven't been able to pull it out.
Yeah, so so that's the reason why I took the Lions +6 on there, and I was rooting for the tie or a field goal from either side to win. I didn't.
You needed what was the line?
+6 Lions.
That's easy.
Yep. So all I cared about was the Lions covering. It just changed the way I totally looked about that game. Now I wasn't rooting for the Steelers to win or lose. I didn't really care until I put in this bet. When I put in the bet, I was like, come on, Steelers, win by 5. Or, come on, Lions, let's get this tie in overtime. So I won that. I risked $15 and won $53. And here's the last parlay I'll share with you guys. Then we'll move on. A 3-team parlay where I had the Lions to cover. I had the Patriots to cover and beat the Browns. I just thought that the Browns, without their top 2 running backs because of COVID, would put a lot of pressure on Baker Mayfield, who was already banged up. He went out, and they got beat down. And then I took the Buffalo Bills and the money line to win against the Jets. So I risked $20 there and won $76. So if you can do the math, your boy came up on over $150. Just testing out. Just testing it out. Now, I'm just sharing with you what I did. I'm not telling you what you should do. I'm just telling you what I am doing. I'm not telling you what bets to put in. And I don't want folks to be getting mad at me because I told you to do something. I'm just sharing with you what I did and my results. And if you decide that you want to do that, you can. This is a great time to get locked in with Action 247 and use the promo code Swain Event because they will match your first deposit, 100% up to $400. So, all right, let's get to the phones. Let's get to Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
What's up, Turkey Man?
Hey, you was talking about Lane Kiffin. How is he doing in the recruiting of Arch Manning?
No, not hot.
They're like in the top 5, but he's not gonna go there. It's gonna come down to Alabama, Georgia, and Texas, maybe LSU.
Well, I kind of think that Lane may have his eye on Florida.
I would if I were him, wouldn't you?
Well, Well, ain't him and Spurrier big buds?
I don't know.
Well, I've always heard him talk about him as, and I feel like that they were from what little bit I know. But what I'm saying is Lane, he has a relationship with his quarterback. You seen that when he was here with Crompton.
I mean, he's a quarterback guy. He's offensive.
Yeah, well, him and his quarterback are just like best friends, and you see them together, it's like peas and carrots, so to speak. But I think Lane to Florida, I don't think he'll move. The only reason I was asking about his relationship with Arch, because of that relationship, and I knew that Cooper, the Arch's dad, that's where he went, following his dad's footsteps there at Ole Miss, and I didn't know if he had any ties there. That's what I was trying to find out, because I know the relationship of quarterback seemed to be really important to him, and he's very successful with that. But anyhow, that's all I got this morning, guys. I just was wondering in recruiting and what the relationship was there. But I think Lane's got his eye on Florida. But that's just me.
He should.
Talk to you later, guys.
He should. I mean, he should have his eyes on Florida because it'll be a lot easier for him to be successful. There's a brand. I think Florida does the worst job with Jordan. Ugh, that blue and orange is ugly. Ugly. Michigan Jordan's fire. I mean, fire.
I like
North Carolina's obviously that baby blue. Oklahoma is just red and white or whatever shade of red you want to call it. I think Florida they do the worst job. Now UCLA is Jordan now too, so
Sissy Blues.
Sissy Blue Jordans.
I like the throwback unis Florida did. The just kind of the basic throwback with I mean, it was super simple. I thought those looked nice under the Jordan. The ones they did like a year or two ago with the throwback helmet, the UF, the interlocking UF on the side, and it was just like the old school, simple blue jersey. I thought those looked fine compared to the other crap that they pulled out.
I don't know, man. It's that orange and blue, man. It just don't look right.
It's that
with the jump, man.
The orange and blue doesn't seem like it goes well together.
Yeah, it just don't mesh with me.
And it's that particular blue because I think Auburn's blue and orange looks fine, but it's because it's a navy blue and not like a hot blue.
Yeah, like a lighter blue that Florida uses. Just saying. Heupel was on The Nation on Sunday. Chris Lowe and Austin Price. We'll be joined by Austin Price here in hour number 3, but Chris Lowe asked Heupel about where do he feel that he has grown as a coach in his first year here at the end of or approaching the end of November, and Heupel pointed to the communication with his coaches, and that is the name of the game. It is communication, and being able to lead a program. So. If you miss any part of that, I know you guys have it up on VolQuest, interview with Josh Heupel on The Nation. So that was something that I listened to and pointed out. Thought that was pretty cool that Heupel was able to admit his own growth. Yesterday during the press conference, there was I guess you can call it a weird moment there when Heupel was asked about the 50-50 ball. And I thought you were doing the break. Like Heupel could have helped the reporter out there. Heupel knew what the media member was trying to ask, but Heupel did not help him one bit. The question was basically, all right, like, what do you tell your quarterback on 50-50 balls? Like, when do you tell him it's okay to throw it? Even when the guy maybe is covered, and Heupel knew the question probably could have been asked differently and a little bit easier to understand. But I get what the question was trying to, what the guy was trying to ask, and I'll answer it since Heupel didn't want to answer it, and since the question was a little weird, I'll answer it. How do you know to throw it to a guy who's not open? That's the question. The answer is trust. That's the answer. That's the answer. It's trust. And from a technique standpoint, a ball placement standpoint, you want the ball high. You don't want to underthrow a guy on a 50-50 ball because most of the time the DB is going to have inside position. So you want the ball high. You want it high. If it's a little bit short, that's okay, but you don't want it low and short. You want it high. So that way the receiver has to work back through the DB and possibly pick up a 15-yard penalty. But the real answer is trust. And that trust is built and created in the summer. Your job as a wide receiver is to either catch it or not let it be intercepted. Do you want to get on a quarterback's bad side? Be a receiver and just let the ball be picked off on a 50-50 ball. You won't get any more. You won't get any more, and you will get cussed out by Casey Clausen.
Did this happen to you or
these
a
are
teammate?
Facts. No, it ain't happened to me. My freshman year, it was third down and long. He threw up a 50-50 ball for me, and that was my first catch. Was over the head, kind of like a sideways diving above the head catch on third down against Marshall. And that was the moment that Casey Clausen trusted me. Yes, I'm in there. I'm in there with the quarterback. So you have to earn that trust. It could be on a play like that. It could be in practice. But the answer is trust. And Hendon trusts Cedric Tillman. There's no doubt about that. He trusts him. So that's why you're seeing those 50-50 balls being thrown, even when Cedric is covered. Because you know that he's going to fight like hell to get the ball and not let it be picked off. 865-255-03. Let's get to Middle Tennessee. Rick. Rick, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hope you guys are doing well. I'm working myself.
We working too, man, and we're doing well.
I'm saying, I just thought I'd call you guys. Just got one comment and one question. Comments on Tillman. And when I watch him, he doesn't look scared at all. Nope. He looks like he is very confident in what he's doing, and he knows he can make the play. And my question is, for both of you, really, why is it that we can't cover the quarterback on these draw plays that they're running or design plays, and they pick up third downs almost every time? Is it talent? Is it scheme? Combination of both? And that's all I got today, guys. Appreciate y'all as always, and go Vols.
Hey, thank you. Well, I'm pointing to talent. I mean, there's guys there able to make the play, but they're not making it.
They're not making them. They're not coming close to making the play.
No, they're not making it. So for me, it's talent.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Like I would go, it's 1%. No, not that pass game. That scamper by the Georgia quarterback for the touchdown, like that wasn't scheme. That was our linebackers overrunning the play.
Go watch Aaron Beasley on that play.
Yeah, totally.
And tell me that's coaching.
Yeah, he overran it.
Go watch Tyler Barron loaf to the football. Come on, Mr. Tyler. Can we not loaf against the number one team in the country?
Can't have that.
You want to get on the field more. How about we not loaf?
Yeah.
It's a consistent theme with number 9. And apologies for me singling him out, but
nah, man, it is what it is.
It's been an issue all year.
This is.
And folks wonder why he's not playing more. You ever see Byron Young loafing to the football? You ever see Roman Harrison loafing to the football?
Hey, when you played at a place like Tennessee, if your effort is, if you don't have the right effort and people can tell that your speed is different than everybody else's, it's pretty fair to single you out. It's pretty fair. Yeah, it's pretty fair. 865-255-03. Hopefully, that is corrected. That is corrected. So, fake Tony Basilio says, you heard it on the Swain event. Bet your house payment. Now, don't do that now. You got to be responsible. Vol in Birmingham says, depending on LSU, who LSU hires, they could swing themselves back into a national championship hunt quickly with all the recruits around them in the next few years. Yeah, absolutely. They've won championships with 3 different coaches since 2003. I don't think there's another school that can say that. Since 2003, has a team won the championship with multiple coaches?
There's not.
So that tells you right there that even Ed Orgeron can win a national championship. You can go from the best of the best, Nick Saban, to the grass eater and Les Miles, to the Ed Orgeron. All 3 of those guys won national championship. So you're absolutely right, Vol in Birmingham. Absolutely right. And Jimbo Fisher is tired of y'all asking him questions about him leaving.
Just a little bit.
He tired of it. Strong denial from Jimbo. Woo! Check out this quote. According to ESPN, Alex Scarborough says that Jimbo Fisher reiterated his plan to remain in Texas A&M despite continued speculation that LSU will have interest in hiring him. Fisher said that the Aggies could wind up with the number 1 ranked recruiting class in college football. And if he were to leave, you ought to say, that's the dumbest human being, and I don't want him to be my coach. Pretty strong.
Pretty strong indeed.
He says, we're going to recruit an unbelievable class this year, so I'm the dumbest human being on God's earth to recruit all these players to A&M so I can go across over there and go play against them. I mean, he got a point. He got a point there, but it's not hard to go, hey, man,
correct.
Just come on over here to LSU.
That point is kind of mute because if you leave, all those players aren't going to stay at A&M.
You know why they're going to A&M, don't you?
Yeah, but they're going under Jimbo. They'll go get that same bag somewhere else.
Some of those dudes ain't just going just because of Jimbo. Just because of Jimbo.
No, but they'll go elsewhere.
Yeah, some of those guys will stay.
Go look at the other a couple. But you think Walter's staying at A&M? No.
865-255-03. I'm going back to the text box. You can get me in trouble. Gray Askew says, I just downloaded Action 247 to use Swain Event in the promo code BOX. My wife said, oh, Gray, you got another betting app downloaded. LOL. That means you got to win, Greg. And when you win, you got to take her out. You got to take her out. You got to buy her a necklace. You got to do it right, Greg. Brad says, will Jawan Mitchell be back next year?
I say no.
Did he redshirt in his first year at Texas? Did he only play 4 games this year? These are questions that I have off the top of my head. When did he get hurt?
He did not play in 4 games this year.
So did he redshirt at Texas? Does he have last year didn't count, so he should have an extra year.
Yes,
correct?
The extra year will not be an issue for Jawan Mitchell. I just don't see him being a part of the football team next year. Maybe I'm wrong, but as of today, I say that he will not be on the team next year.
I don't see why he wouldn't be. There's a need for him, or maybe that's on Tennessee's side. Maybe he's not the player they thought he would be. But Tennessee is now in no position to be, running off any linebackers or anything,
unless that linebacker runs himself off.
Yeah. You never know this transfer portal, man. People think the grass is greener on the other side. People think it's better in another place until they get to that place and they say, oh, my bad, I want to come back. No, maybe it wasn't that great. So you just never know. I anticipate players in Heupel's first season, and I know the culture is night and day different. I know Heupel has done more with less. But this still is a first-year head coach. And most of the time when we see a first-year head coach, you see departures after the first year. So I'm anticipating that. Hour 3 coming up.
I'm Vince Moore, wide receiver, VFL 1991, and you're listening to the Swain Event. Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Hey, it's Men's Health Month, so make sure to get all your levels tested with a comprehensive annual health assessment at Low T Center. They exclusively specialize in men's wellness. Low T Center now offers monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for just $155 a month, self-pay, or is covered by most health insurance. And they ship directly to your home. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
At Iris Networks, we know that business communication solutions are critical to your success. Since 1998, we've been helping businesses in East Tennessee by providing reliable and affordable high-speed fiber internet and voice solutions. That's why Iris Networks is your Tennessee communications partner. With internet speeds up to 100 gigs and work-from-anywhere solutions like mobile apps, video conferencing, and file sharing, we make sure you can stay connected to your customers and great communities we live and work in. Iris Networks, because just like you, Tennessee is our home.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. The official UT license plate is available. Add some orange pride to your ride. $15 of your $35 annual specialty plate fee will go to support student scholarships at UT. Talk to your county clerk or visit alumni.utk.edu for more information. And when you talk to your county clerk, ask for the KA plate, which stands for Knoxville Alumni. That is alumni.utk.edu for more information. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center Studios. Our telephone number, 865-250-503, Iris Networks hotline. Check out the text box as we start hour number 3. Moose says, do you expect most of the coaching staff to return? What are you hearing? I expect most of the staff to return. I don't see a reason why that should be a question. I mean, the offensive staff, most of those guys came together anyways. Mm-hmm. You have your running backs coach, you have your receiver coach that were not at Central Florida, and for the most part, they've done a pretty good job. So I don't see a reason why anybody should leave. On defense, I mean, those 4 coaches on defense, they've been good as well. So unless somebody finds a better opportunity, more money, or a reason, a personal reason, then I see the staff staying intact for the most part. Mark from Norris says, any truth to the rumor that Hooker is going to enter the draft? Haven't heard anything like that. Not yet. Haven't heard anything. If I'm Hooker, I don't really think about it until the time is right, which would be in between the regular season and the bowl season. I mean, that's what I would do. You have plenty of off time to gather as much information as possible to make that decision. Jake from Nashville says, I saw a message board talk that Rodney Garner kind of backed off of Walter Nolan. I don't see why that would be true, but curious if y'all had anything about that. Just because a player is ranked high doesn't mean every coach in the country is willing to go all out to get that player. Georgia's not recruiting Walter Nolan. Alabama's not recruiting Walter Nolan. And maybe some of that is Walter Nolan. Maybe some of that is the school going, nah, we good.
Which falls back on Walter Nolan.
Yeah, so I think at some point, if you're Tennessee and he has been to Texas A&M 3 times basically in a row, he's committed to Texas A&M. Like, it's easy for us to speculate and jump to conclusions, but we don't know those conversations. We don't know if Walter Nolan is being a pain or not. Not saying that he is, but we don't know if he is or not. And if he is, and he's stringing Tennessee along, and Tennessee doesn't have a chance, why would you as a Tennessee fan want Tennessee to continue to chase someone that doesn't want to be caught? That's a waste of time. That's the energy. That's a waste of effort. So Rodney Garner is arguably the best defensive line coach in the country. And Walter Nolan he's a talent. He's good. We'd love to have him in Tennessee. But let's not get this twisted here. Walter Nolan needs Rodney Garner more than Rodney Garner needs Walter Nolan.
As crazy as that sounds.
Let's not get it twisted. $865-255-03.
I don't think that Tennessee has given up on Walter, though. He was on campus this weekend for the Georgia game, and the family is still saying that he'll take an official visit to Tennessee in December. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But they are at least saying that it is likely going to happen. So I do think that maybe there was some conversations about whether or not to continue to pursue Walter. If you still want to pursue that circus, and the fact that Walter was on campus this weekend and is still talking about an official to Tennessee tells me that Tennessee is still going after him.
There you go. LC Vols says he thinks Byrne has done a good job, but we need a stud recruiter at wide receiver coach. Yeah, we just need a stud recruiter, period. It can come from wide receiver, running back. You need to have more stud receivers. And the concern with these guys coming from Central Florida is, are they ready for what it takes to recruit in this conference? And Burns didn't come from Central Florida, but he had not coached and recruited in the SEC at a high level before getting here. So that's the concern with the offensive side of the football, is the amount of recruiters that we have that have experience in this conference. And they gotta answer to that. Gotta answer to that. Like, I think Saturday let us know that you got to recruit at a higher level. And you're not going to get there next year from this year, because what Georgia has done and what Alabama has done, this has been a 5 to 10 year process. They haven't had any turnover with their head coach. But it's us trying to catch Florida, LSU, Auburn, and then catching Bama and Alabama and Georgia. But you got to have stub recruiters. LC Vol, you right. So I don't think Rodney Garner per se backed off of Walter Nolan, but knowing Rodney Garner's personality, he's about ball. And I've been recruited by Rodney Garner. He's not in the games.
He's about ball, and he's about investing into kids who want to be invested in.
Yeah, he not about that. Yeah, he not about all that. I've been recruited by the man. It's simple. ATL VFL says, any traction on the Evan Stewart call last week? No, man, because Devontae, when I reached out to him, he never replied. Tennessee has reached out to Evan Stewart early in the process. Evan Stewart's sister, he got family that's graduated from Tennessee. Tennessee has went all out for Evan Stewart early in the process. And the interest wasn't reciprocated early. Since then, Evan Stewart has committed and decommitted to 2 schools, and he's actually shut down his senior season.
Opted out of his senior season.
He opted out of his senior season to prepare for college. That's a little weird to me, but that's what he is doing. He's a good player. He's a nice talent, but I do wonder about the point of doing that.
I don't understand how
you
prepare for college without playing football. How do you get better at football without playing football?
I don't know. Everyone thinks they Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase can do that. And that makes sense because you have COVID. You have a year where you came off a record-breaking year at LSU. You could have left that year if it wasn't for the rules. Like Jamar Chase sitting out last year, that makes sense. But a high school player doing that, I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. So to answer your question, ATL VFL, no. 865-255-03. We'll get back to the text box as we continue hour number 3, Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
Going to the text box, Ken says good for Tim Banks to get the Burroughs Award nomination. We who are close to the program can point out some opinions, some objective stuff to try and make a case for him. But if we're being honest, there's nothing outside of tackles for loss totals that you can point to objectively that says he should have been nominated. Once that committee sees the points his defense gave up versus our biggest rivals in our biggest games, and how the team performed on third down, which most of the time wiped away our good work getting the TFLs, he has no chance to even get a vote. I'm interested to see how he'll do next year and beyond when he hopefully gets much more talent and depth. Tennessee against Kentucky, that was the first time all season long that what we expected from Tennessee's defense all season actually happened. Like, you're going to have things about your defense that's really good, that also that you may struggle with during the course of a season, unless you are Georgia or freaking Iowa. But the fact that Tim Banks had a defense that led the country in TFLs, the development of the defensive line, putting guys in position to make plays. Like, real football people see that Tim Banks had his guys in position. You didn't see a bunch of busts where guys were looking around, looking at each other with their hands up in the air. Football folks that vote on this award see that Tim Banks did a whole lot more with a whole lot less. So, yes, the Kentucky game, the third down, getting off the football field, has been a bugaboo. But that's a personnel problem. That ain't a coaching problem. What Tim Banks has done is worthy of him being nominated. Should he win? No. But his nomination is legit. what he's been able to do. Are we having sign day this year dead end? Not in December. Too close to Christmas. We got people that travel. It's too close to Christmas. Too close. So the plan is for us to have sign day again, but not Christmas. We'll keep it normal.
First Wednesday of February.
Correct. 865-255-03. That's the number to the Irish Networks hotline. On that hotline, Austin Price of VolQuest.com joins us. AP, good morning, sir.
How we doing, Jason Swain?
Wonderful, wonderful. Ben is wonderful as well.
He doesn't care about me.
Ben's wonderful.
Well, I mean, I just assumed he was wonderful. He works daily, with Brent Hubbs and I.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was a great one.
You said Brent Hubbs and Eric Kane. You cut out there for a second.
Yep, Eric Kane.
Hey, AP, man, how was the recruiting weekend for the Vols, man? I saw a lot of folks taking some good pictures. I saw one recruit with a picture with Peyton. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it right there if you're Tennessee. What were some of your biggest takeaways this weekend as some of the visitors hit campus and went to the Georgia game?
Well, I thought Tennessee had a really solid, productive weekend. When you look at who was here, James Pierce, third time unofficially. That seems like a Tennessee-Georgia battle based off talking to the kids. With that said, would Georgia take him? They're getting pretty full. And, is he willing to go and wait his turn? Because the chance to play at Tennessee is far greater than at Georgia as far as right away. DeMario Tolan, that one feels like Tennessee took a huge step in the right direction. Now, with that said, he's going to take some other visits. Georgia potentially, Auburn potentially, could go back to LSU and meet the new coach. So that one's nowhere close to being finished. So that one, that one's going to go a while longer. But if Tennessee did at least claw their way back into that one with a really good visit this weekend. Justin Williams, I think Tennessee's the leader there. Now, they still got to close that one out. But everything's trending the right direction for the East Paulding, the Dallas, Georgia running back who's committed to West Virginia but has seen interest from Michigan, Auburn, several others over the last few months. So, that one went really well. And Tennessee did a nice job with guys like Amari Jackson, who's from Eagles Landing down in Georgia, corner. Tennessee did a really nice job with some 23s this weekend. So I thought it was a very solid and productive weekend overall.
Do you have any thoughts to offer on the Walter Nolan sweepstakes this morning?
No, I mean, I said this in the chat last night. It just doesn't seem like there was much traction there. He came. Don't think he got there real early. I think he left early. I mean, to me, it just seemed more of a check-the-box type thing, than it was anything else. That one feels like A&M's probably here to stay. But, again, with Walter, the only thing for sure is nothing is for sure.
Next.
That is for sure. With Taven Jackson, seems to be some Ole Miss buzz, maybe. Any validity to those rumors?
He says all the right things. He's been here the entire time. As far as coming down for several games. Ole Miss is trying to add a quarterback, but also trying to get Walker Howard to give them a hard look, the long-time LSU commit, who doesn't seem real thrilled with LSU, at least the family isn't. They're kind of pushing Notre Dame. Ole Miss has tried to claw in there. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Ole Miss is trying to make a play for Taven Jackson. But at this point, it's kind of like those Ty Simpson rumors that everybody talks about. And Ty's been to Alabama every week. He's never been to Tennessee. So, until Taven goes to Ole Miss, it's hard to look at Ole Miss as a real threat there. Now, if he shows up down there for a visit, then that's more of a game changer.
What are the recruiting circles with the kids? What do they think about some of the potential coaching changes and rumors of coaching changes? Lane Kiffin is going to be linked to other jobs. You have Dan Mullen's issues down at Florida. Don't know what's going to happen there. How do you think that affects players that have those teams, in their top 1, 2, and 3?
Well, I think that's something that all players are going to ask questions about. You know, I mean, it's exactly why Jimbo Fisher came out yesterday and said he'd be the dumbest person in America to leave Texas A&M. You know, you try to take a stand against that because it's stuff you battle. I mean, much like schools have used the investigation and the NCAA cloud over Tennessee and the bowl ban and all that stuff, or potential bowl ban, you know, schools are going to use that against anybody that's got a coach that potentially could leave or is on the hot seat. You know, if you're recruiting against Coastal Carolina, are you not going, Jimmy Chadwell ain't going to be there to coach you? He's going to be at Virginia Tech or wherever, you know. Same thing with when you're talking to kids that, you know, are you're trying to recruit a kid away from Texas A&M, you're trying to recruit a kid away from Ole Miss, you're trying to recruit a kid away from Penn State with James Franklin and the buzz out there. It's just going to be natural. So, I mean, I think that, you know, that's why you see college coaches, especially the ones that feel confident in their stance at the time, come out and be so defiant about it.
On the injury front, what are you hearing on Javonte Payton and Tyon Evans?
Well, I just don't see Tyon playing this week, probably the rest of the year. You know, Javonte Payton, we'll see. I would lean questionable at this point on him this week, but you don't know what kind of, you know, treatment can bring about that can, you know, maybe potentially get him back out there. Potentially looks more like Vanderbilt for him potentially, but you know, this is something that, you know, I know Javonte was, you know, disappointed he didn't get to finish out the game Saturday against Georgia.
It's that time of the year where, and I think the last two opponents have a lot to do with this. If you're Tennessee, because you play South Alabama, and you play Vanderbilt, and it's not finishing the season with an Iron Bowl or Egg Bowl type of game. So people start to naturally look ahead to next season, and questions have started to come up about Tyon Evans and Jawan Mitchell. What are your early thoughts on the potential of those guys returning?
Well, you know, we'll see. I personally don't see, you know, I think Tyon's probably, you know, not going to be back. But you just never know. I mean, again, that's the thing about reporting about anybody that could potentially leave or stay or whatever, is kids change their mind, man. You're talking about, you know, 18 to 22-year-olds. They change their mind all the time. And, you know, if I had a dollar for every time a kid was going into the portal and then got talked out of the portal, or he was staying and then, you know, something happened and he left. I mean, that's just the natural way of just like recruiting. It happens that way once you get to the team, especially now with the portal and how it's so easy to jump in, you know, when you have a bad day. So, you know, Jawan Mitchell, that'll be up to Jawan Mitchell. You know, I mean, if he wants to have better buy-in next year, then, you know, he potentially could be back, but otherwise, you know, probably not.
How much focus, Austin, and joined by Austin Price, VolQuest.com, how much focus you think Josh Heupel and company will have on the transfer portal, and how do you balance that? Because you want high school players too, because you want the long-term success. I know he talked about that on The Nation with you and Chris Lowe. You want the long-term stability, but you also want to, you know, plug-and-play guys as well. So if you were to put a percentage on it, you know, where do you use your energy with the transfer portal and high school recruits?
Well, right now I'm using all my energy on high school recruits. Now, once you get post-early signing period, then I take a hard look at the guys in the portal. And so, I mean, you really can't focus your efforts just in one sole area.
Mm-hmm.
But what you can do is, you know, maybe divide your scouting staff up a little bit and say, okay, we're going to, you know, you guys are going to focus on the high school kids. You couple of guys are going to focus on the kids in the portal. If there's anybody that, you know, Tennessee's got a lead on or some ties to, you know, let's get this in front of the staff. Let's watch it. But ultimately, I think you can't. And he said this, you know, on Monday. He said it on Sunday on The Nation. You can't just live in the portal. Like that's a nice way for Tennessee and other programs that have had some change that, you know, maybe down on their luck a little bit, to potentially turn it around with guys like Javonte Payton and the year he's had, or Hendon Hooker, or so on and so forth. But you still have to build, you know, through, your high school and JUCO recruiting class.
Assuming Tennessee finishes 7-5, what bowl game do you think the Vols will be looking at?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, the Outback probably, Tennessee's probably not going to be able to get to the Outback unless something crazy happens the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure the tax slater would want Tennessee again, even though they, bring so many fans, just because they've had them twice in the last 7 or 8 years. Charlotte, that would probably be the most intriguing matchup, but I think the big clamor is going to be to stay in state at either Nashville or Memphis. So I personally would root for Charlotte because I think Tennessee versus Clemson and Charlotte just sounds like a good time and sounds like a potentially great matchup. That there's a lot of push, for Memphis that, hey, we were supposed to get them last year, we got robbed, and we've been trying to get them for years, it never has happened. There's going to be a push there, and then there's going to be a push from Nashville because it necessarily won't be a week-long event for Tennessee fans to come in there and stay in Nashville, but for a couple of days there, it has a big push tourism-wise in the mid-state.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Memphis want Tennessee for years and years, and Tennessee has, there in the 12th hour, been able to, get a better deal as far as payout and gifts and things like that. Last year they were going to play in the Liberty Bowl, and then people were like, just forget it, never mind. And I'm kind of glad because I didn't want to watch Tennessee play the bowl game anyways. So I know the Music City Bowl and Liberty Bowl would love to have Tennessee because you keep all those fans right here in Tennessee, and they will do well, I think, with Tennessee fans coming and shopping and making their sponsors really happy too.
Yeah, I mean, again, from a recruiting standpoint, like being able to have, your footprint for several days in one of those areas makes a lot of sense. Now, again, from a fan of football perspective, I'm about the best matchup, and I think that Clemson or North Carolina matchup in Charlotte sounds really juicy. And again, you can't beat the sunshine of Florida, but I just think there's going to be such a push and pull from, the two bowls in state that, it gives you kind of a chance to continue to stay in the state, recruit 23s, recruit 24s, and just be around your fans.
Austin, aside from Tennessee obviously winning these next two games, that is going to happen. I'm willing to sit up here and say that Tennessee's going to beat South Alabama and Vanderbilt. No questions asked. But aside from just simply winning the football game and finishing 7-5, if you're a Tennessee fan, what should you want to see these next 2 weeks?
Well, I think you want to see Tennessee take care of business the way they've done it against all the mid-level teams or lower-level teams all year long. You go back, probably the worst game Tennessee played all year against one of the mid-level to low-level schools was the opener against Bowling Green. They won 38-6, and Tennessee had a bunch of guys running wide open early, but they just left a lot of points on the board that day or that night. So I think you want to see them take care of business and go out and score a bunch of points and get some young kids some action. I think it's important for Kamal Haddon to continue to grow, for Brandon Turnage to continue to grow, for Aaron Willis to get some playing time, for some of those younger offensive linemen, see what you have, because Cade Mays has got a couple of games left, and then he's off to the NFL. So you need to start figuring out, hey, do we need to go to the portal for a tackle, or do we like what we got here?
Austin, how much does the uniform move the needle with recruits? Because we hear coaches say it all the time that, it's about the recruits and what they want, the players. I tend to think it's more about the players inside of the building more than recruits, because I see a lot of recruits going to places that have normal uniforms without alternate uniforms, like Texas A&M and Georgia and Alabama. And, you see that. It's hard to just automatically assume that all the recruits, all they look at is uniform. How much? We know it matters a little bit, But how much does the uniforms move the needle for the recruits?
Well, Georgia has alternate uniforms. They've worn black. They've worn those the uniforms they wore last year, which were were throwbacks to 1980s. I mean, they do venture out. It's more just like kind of Alabama and Penn State, USC. Those don't change. I mean, I get why the traditionalists don't want to vary from orange and white. But I also know that it does move the needle with kids. I mean, when kids come in and they want to have their pictures made, they pick all orange, which, again, some fans don't like even all orange. They pick what was the smoky grays at the time. Those are no longer in rotation. But so I do think that, it does move the needle. Does it make a difference in what you decide to pick your school? No. No kid's picking a school based off of uniforms and number of uniforms. Now, that is a nice little bell or whistle to have that helps sell your program, but nobody's making the decision off that. And if they are, you probably don't want them in your football program.
Yeah.
They need to be making decisions based off their major, based off of playing time, based off the coach's development, based off all that, or the city and the people you would be around, not based off of, well, they let us wear black jerseys once a year. I just don't think that moves the needle that much. But I think it does get some excitement. To me, it moves the needle more for the current team. The reason that Tennessee wore black jerseys last week is the player council voted to wear the black jersey. And so, if you're going to quit being a fan or bellyache every time Tennessee wears it, you're not much of a fan. You cheer for the kids, for the program. Again, people still get mad when Tennessee wears all orange because that wasn't a traditional thing, moons ago, because certain coaches went away from that combination. Then you get a coach that comes back with that combination, and some people are like, "Oh, I don't like that," and then some people are like, "I really do." Again, uniforms are always going to be hotly debated. I'm sure you can find some Alabama fans that wish, they would do something different besides what they do, or Penn State fans that do something different besides what they do. Again, everybody has a different opinion about things. It's just one of those things. It's always going to be debated as long as Tennessee, plays football. If they went away from the alternate uniforms, Jason, people would go, oh, I really miss the smoky grays, or I really miss the blacks.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that everybody would feel that way, but some people would.
Yep. Oh, I saw and I hate to keep you this long, but I did hear and see the video inside Neyland Stadium about the return of the Vol letters to the stadium.
Yep.
Anything to add there that you think is significant for our listeners?
No, I think it's smart on Danny White's part. He sees that you bring back something that fans loved for many, many years, and I just think it's wise. Again, you embrace the change to something new while also respecting the past with something old. So, I think that's got a real nice touch to it. That'll be coming back to Neyland Stadium with this newest renovation.
Can't wait to see it. Austin Price, VolQuest.com. You the man, Austin. Tonight, Tennessee Prime. Who will the good people have a chance to see and listen to today?
Well, obviously, Cade Mays. But tonight we're joined by Omari Thomas. So Big O will be out at Gus's coming up tonight. And, so I know a lot of fans love Big O. Big O's a big man of the people, so I know he's excited about coming out.
Looking forward to it. Austin, man, thanks. See you later on this evening.
Thanks, buddy.
Austin Price, VolQuest.com. His time is brought to you by the awesome Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. Give her a call at 865-257-7897. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, give her a email. You want to drop her an email, you can do that too. JenniferMorris865@gmail.com. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Stay with us. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. Fall is here, and according to the big box stores, it's Christmas time too. This time of year is traditionally a busy one for the East Tennessee real estate market, and it will continue through the end of 2021 as well. Most people think the holidays aren't the right time to buy and sell. However, it is one of the best times to jump in the market. To find out more, just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, at 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Get to the Iris Networks hotline. Hour number 3 is brought to you by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. It is Men's Health Month, which means Low T Center is making it easy and convenient for you to feel like you again, the old you, with the convenience of the Monitor Self-Inject at-home testosterone treatments. They're just $155 a month for self-pay, or they're covered by most health insurance. They ship directly to your home. Again, that's just $155 a month for Monitor Self-Inject treatments for self-pay, and will ship directly to you. It all starts with the comprehensive health assessment. So get your levels tested. If you're feeling tired, you're feeling grumpy, you're not feeling yourself, go get those numbers tested today. Low T Center, lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's health care. Vol Storm, what's up?
You do know that when Tennessee's win, your testosterone goes up anyway, right?
That's right. That's right. So that means I guess it's super low this week.
So I'm standing there at the ball walk with my family, and all of a sudden I hear somebody yelling out my name, and I look over, and there's Ben looking like he's hiding from the cops.
Your real name or your show name?
The only name that matters.
Oh.
Ball Storm.
I couldn't think of what his real name was on the spot, so I just started, Lost Storm. Lost Storm. I can't even think of your real name right now.
Is
I'm looking over and I'm like, who in the hell's yelled at me?
And then you came over and wouldn't quit talking to me. I was trying to drop you hints to leave me alone and let me get back to my friends, but you just kept on yapping.
If you had to open it, first of all, those weren't your friends; those were your wife's friends.
Facts, which
Second
is why
all,
I summoned you.
Second of all, if you had to be yelling at me, I wouldn't even have noticed your little thug-looking butt.
He did like he was dressed like he was on in a West Coast gang, didn't he?
I am.
Hey, dude.
Gang, gang. Don't let me catch you on the west side of Neyland Drive.
Oh my gosh.
Don't let me. Hey, look. All I know is you better not roll up on gate 21. That's my territory, Andy. You better watch it. Watch where you step, son.
I know somebody will fight you for it.
Oh man.
First person I saw on campus. It happens every single week. First person I saw on campus when I pulled in to G10 to park was Andy. Gave my little parking pass to the person. They scanned it. I started driving, and boom, there's Andy. The guy's everywhere. I don't understand. There's got to be like 10 Andys because I see him everywhere, all over campus with somebody. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but nobody's got that truck. That truck sticks out, baby.
He was walking when I saw him.
Oh, okay. Guys, this is probably my favorite time of the year, and thanks to the transfer portal and December signing day, which nobody signs in February, guys. It's the coaching carousel season.
Oh, I thought you were trying to get me to smoke you a ham again. Whew, man.
No, because evidently you had enough of that, because I ain't heard nothing out of you since. No, it's nice to have a coach in place who's doing a good job, that you don't have to worry about them running off or don't have to worry about them tanking the program, at least for now. And just sit back and watch all these other schools scramble for their 4th and 5th coaching pick.
That's right. That's right. And I meant to mention this yesterday, but the transfer portal and the NIL is going to expose coaches who are disingenuous, who are phony, and I'm just glad that we're able to sit back and have a coach that is none of those, have a program and a football team that players are playing, hard for and playing hard for each other. The culture is healthy, and sitting back looking at teams like Texas, looking at Florida, looking at some of these, big time, programs struggle with that. That's been kind of cool to experience.
Yeah, that's one of the big bonuses about the NIL is the fact that you got shows like Tennessee Prime where you can actually hear from the players, and I'm sure some of them are coached up to say, okay, well, don't talk about this and don't say this, but the fact of the matter is they're free to kind of say or do whatever they want to because they're getting paid for it. So it's you're starting to hear a little more behind the scenes and also get to know the players.
Yeah, yeah, and we wouldn't put the players in a position to
other than when you're trying to peer pressure Hendon Hooker into returning for another season.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was awkward. Austin Price.
That wasn't awkward. I was giving them all for Tennessee. That's never awkward.
Guys, before I go, did the Steelers win this weekend? Say bye.
Oh man. Oh gosh, what a terrible game.
It wasn't worse than the 9-6 Bills Jaguars game, by the way.
Well, still bad.
It was awful. You should have seen me in the media room losing my mind when the Steelers, who have one of the best kickers in the NFL, and all you have to do is get it into field goal range. You don't have Big Ben. Injuries all throughout the roster. Get it into field goal range. Give Chris Boswell a chance, and he's going to make it. He's made like 9 straight 50-yard field goals. Just get into field goal range. And Deontay Johnson catches a slant over the middle of the field, and he's running. They're about to be in field goal range. We're going to kick a field goal. We're going to survive and advance. Get Big Ben back. We'll be good to go. And then this idiot fumbles the football. All you have to do is hold on to the football. All you have to do is hold
He had
on
the ball
to
He had the ball
football.
with 2 hands. He had it with
No,
2
that was
hands.
the second one. Deontay was the first one.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
yeah,
just
yeah, that's right.
lazy with the
That's
ball.
right, that's right,
And
the
then
punch out.
The second one was just bad luck where he was going to the ground with 2 hands, and it was just helmet on ball. And
Golly,
what do you
man.
do in that situation?
And the ball
to
didn't even
prevent
bounce out of bounds. It went it bounced right in bounds and stopped.
It stopped. That's why I was mad. I wasn't mad about the tie with the Lions because nobody was playing for the Steelers. Big Ben plays, they win. Simple as that. But it's the stupid crap that always happens to my team. I swear my teams are cursed. I don't understand. The Steelers,
Grizzlies won last night.
Yeah, against the 1-13 Rockets.
The Rockets are bad.
Big whoop. And this is after they lost to the 1-12 Pelicans on Saturday night.
Bad. The Rockets are bad.
They're so bad. It's just, how does Big Ben get COVID in the middle of the week?
Man, who knows?
Like,
man.
literally, all he has to do is play. And then all these other injuries. The forecast is miserable. And then you're about to score twice in overtime. You're about to get into field goal range twice in overtime. And you have 2 fumbles. Like, how does that happen?
You know, the game was a tie, but you know who won? I won because I picked the Lions to cover 6 points. So I love the game. I thought the game was awesome.
C-Mac wants me to ask a question. He's sending me middle fingers and threatening me, so I'm just going to ask it so he'll leave me alone.
Sounds like you need to report
Look,
that.
He sent me 3 middle fingers.
You need to report it.
He said, can you ask this on air? Maybe it's the middle fingers because I said, if you Venmo me $5, I will. He wants me to ask, it's a lame question, but are y'all really expecting LSU to hire a good football coach, considering how they hired Tony V from Tennessee in baseball? ... Oh, wait. ...
See, man. They've had 3 coaches since 2003 win national champions. We can throw shade at LSU for what happened with Paul Neri all we want to, and how how he made those comments and had to walk him back when he had to come up here and play in Super Regional. The one thing they have done pretty good job of is hiring football coaches and winning championships.
Why can't you just go along with C-Mac's joke?
Because it ain't right.
But that's not the point. We're joking on LSU. It don't have to be right when you're throwing out
Listen,
jokes.
I'm trying to be the change that I want to see in media.
Yeah, okay.
And that's not just hot takes without facts, just for the moment. I want accuracy.
All right, Cedric Tillman.
That's what I want. I want accuracy. That's what I want. That's what you're going to get here on the Swain Event. That's what you're going to get here. I don't know who LSU's going to hire. I don't know. But another job that may be potentially open along with Miami, maybe Penn State. Maybe Penn State. You know,
when James Franklin takes the USC job?
James Franklin takes some job. Because we know how it is when you ask a yes or no question and you go off on a tangent explaining everything else that had nothing to do with the original question. So, James Franklin, you leaving?
Well,
let me tell you about life.
I'd love to sit down with you media folks for 30 minutes one day and just explain to you all how college football works.
And let's just talk about life in general. Life is like a butterfly. Like you start going on a tangent. It's like, wait a minute. I thought the question was about, are you leaving or staying? So I think James Franklin is on his way.
I hope
out of there.
I hope Jimbo leaves. It would be hilarious if he leaves after the comments that he's made. It'd be worse than Saban. When Saban said, "I'm not taking the Alabama job."
That would be worse because he would be essentially calling himself the dumbest person in America.
Correct.
That would be great. Who's on the phone?
Dave Toner, real quick.
Dave Toner, good morning.
Hey, guys. Hey, I called Ben and told him yesterday, but I just wanted to share that I'm really enjoying Florida fans here within the past couple of weeks. I talked to numerous ones of them, and they are so distraught. They're talking about they would take Coach O right now. These Florida fans down here, man, are just pissed off to high heaven.
Love to see it. Love to see it.
They should be.
One thing I would also love to see is a win at home next year against Florida.
Would you rather have Dan Mullen back for another year?
Yes.
Or Coach O? If you're Florida. Coach O,
Dan Mullen,
or Dan Mullen for we'll put a link on it. Dan Mullen for 3 more years.
Dan Mullen
or Coach O.
Dan Mullen.
Yeah, me too.
Dan Mullen. He's doing a great job. He just needs more time. the player's fault. It's the assistant coach's fault. It's not Dan Mullen's fault. Have you seen his shoes lately? I mean, come on, man. Look at his shoes. His shoes are great looking. Give him an extension.
He's the best offensive mind in all of college football.
And he has nice shoes. Have you seen him? See the way he ties his shoes? The double elephant ears? I mean, who ties their shoes like Dan Mullen? Nobody.
I did notice a big adjustment, a big change in the Florida football program over the weekend. And it resulted in a win as well. You know what that adjustment was? There's a big change that took place on Saturday, and it led to a win. I think Dan Mullen should keep it up. When the players
no kissing the players on the way to the
when the players were walking out onto the field after arriving, only Dan Mullen was greeting them.
That might be
Only Dan Mullen was greeting the players upon their arrival on Saturday, and what do you know? They won. No other members of the Mullen household were out there to greet them, and they won.
It's probably the secret to success. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Hope y'all have a great Tuesday. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. The weather is changing, which means it is a perfect opportunity to go by there and get the Bernie Mac, a comfort dish that will hit you right in your soul. Pimento mac and cheese, burnt ends. Oh my gosh. That's what my daughter had yesterday for dinner. I was on it too, like, what you got going on over there? Let me get a little taste. She hit my hand. Get back. Okay, it's all yours. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Peace and love. We are out.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Hey, it's Men's Health Month, so make sure to get all your levels tested with a comprehensive annual health assessment at Low T Center. They exclusively specialize in men's wellness. Low T Center now offers monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments for just $155 a month, self-pay, or is covered by most health insurance. And they ship directly to your home. Go to lowtcenter.com